Hey guys, Beast Force here and welcome back to my Phineas and Ferb breakdown. As I'm going to break down two episodes of this video called No Slumber Party and the Ballad of Baba Doofus, which is actually the last two episodes to air on Disney Plus, which I will do in this video. After that, we're going to focus on the second half of season 2 with July the 19th with the Attack of Candace to Doof the Retrograde on August the 2nd. After that, I'll focus on 10 episodes with Bend It Like Doofer to Dungeons and Dating in November the 15th, 2025, which hasn't come out yet. After I do 3 videos of the breakdown, that one will be my last breakdown this year, as I'm going to focus on taking a long break and focus towards season 4 in the future, unless after that it contains floor slots of the last of season 5 of the revival so far, which has going to be 40 episodes, which it is. And it could be a 21-minute episode or a 41-minute episode, merging 2 or 4 together, which link up to it. As we're going to finish off season 5 breakdowns before the new year starts, so let's get on with the breakdowns. If this is your first breakdown, you're curious to know how the rating system works, there's a detailed description down below, along my other videos that also have the link down below in my playlist. Of an episode called No Slumber Party, written by Kim Robertson on June the 6th, 2025 on Disney Plus, but on July the 12th, 2025 on Disney Channel US. The kids and Candace each have their own sleepover party on the same night, but Candace can't bring herself to enjoy her fun when Phineas and Ferb invent Ferb Vision to celebrate the first sleepover for Bao G. Meanwhile, Doofus attempts to spoil the show finale to the entire Tri-State era by making himself stay awake to watch the finale.
Thank you, Phineas.
As it's going to focus on the night, and I really love the shadow overlaying the Flynn Fletcher's house. It's different compared to season 1 and in the original to season 5, but this is done very well.
Slumber party, sleepover checklist.
As Baljeet's narrating about Slumber Party, you get to hear the soundtrack in the background. Was it when Vanessa appears?
Ice cream sundae box.
It works both ways and depends how you set up for the Slumber Party for the night, but Buford actually mentioned about Frank Sinatra is actually a reference to Frank Sinatra.
Night. Stacy and Vanessa are on their way over and their own sleepover with their own activity.
We're going to have Candace's sleepover party, along with Phineas and Ferb and the gang sleepover party.
I'm glad you could come.
Vanessa and Stacy have been invited to the slumber party in the Flynn Fletcher's house, and this is actually the second time that Stacy and Vanessa meet up together since Halloween.
Thanks, Stacy. I owe you.
And that was when Major Monograph thought Monty and Vanessa are going out together, but until we get to that episode, which I watched a couple of days. That was actually a pretty meme, and this I remember this actually got 104 likes on Twitter and social media, so this scene is very, very popular. I presume it's an improv from Dan Provermeyer to do something like that, which is interesting and funny. Very good scene.
For my brothers. Yeah, hey guys.
And Vanessa did remember the last time was in Halloween where Phineas and Ferb set up the party for Halloween.
Some real fun.
I'll tea, which knocks me out.
Look at the lighting of the windows with the shading like that. It looks so good.
Gentlemen and ladies.
As Phineas telling the gang to start a slumber party, you get to see Isabella's hand as she waves like this with her fingers, knowing that there's a more detail around the Finabella breadcrumb.
Hey, where's Perry? There you are. Night, Perry.
Oh, Isabella's so sweet. I like how she checking on Perry to make sure that he's still here. Really love how you can see the smoke trail as the Flynn Fletcher's house roof closed just like that. Very nice, very cool.
Reduce.
Where should I put the chips?
Of acquaintances.
They're really not that close.
Acquaintances is a parody of Friends, and also Animatics also did a parody version of Friends of an episode of this. I really love doing her color palette in the night. It looks so clear, looks so good.
Hasn't done anything with it all day.
This is stakeout, Perry the Platypus.
Looks like do her know before Major Monaghan could give the full briefing about it.
Ah, Perry the Platypus.
Once again, Perry the Platypus fall for every trap no matter what.
Go down downstairs to get my mail. My neighbor Tyler.
The ending of every show to my other neighbor.
Luckily, that didn't happen to me sometimes, unless they tell me to, which can be annoying, which is relatable to everyone if they get annoyed by spoiling things in the internet on television.
Faking his coma. Evil guy in our building. On the side. It's my name up there.
If it is due for Evil Incorporated, why will you kick people out of the apartment? Use a needle or something.
If I spoil things to the entire tri-state area.
It's not really evil, it's like you're just spoiling everyone, which actually ruins the whole thing.
Says they mostly just make small talk. Drew Justinian VPN.
Differ uses VPN. I use VPN too. It actually suits and it works for other countries.
Now, Tyler. An entire movie without falling asleep.
Unless you're watching a boring movie or whatever.
And who also coincidentally just ate a full turkey dinner. How?
Yeah, a full turkey dinner, but there's still food there that are left over. I'll eat that.
The Awakenator!
Closing and drop you awake. Settle in, the show started.
Are you Team Ryan or Team Antonio?
If there's a television show that I like, but it has team something or team the other way around, I wouldn't care less. I'd like to see what the outcome of it. The moon in the revival looks different compared to the original, while in Ben 10, in Alien Force to Omniverse, the moon had been the same throughout the rest of the season.
Scary movie experience. Third vision.
I wish we get to see how Third Vision grow in the outside, but we do get to see a shadow of it, but it would have been better.
Inventions ever. We were all here. Climate controlled dome.
As you can see, the big screen with the ice cream with the particles and the chair around it, it looks so architect and so comfy. I'd like to be inside of it. And they're watching a scary movie called The Grievance, and it's first shown in Happy Birthday Isabella when Stacy watched it, which reveals Perry's secret identity to her, and also the latest episode was in Night of the Living Pharmacist. Paused it right here, and front face Phineas.
Popping, so you can catch it in midair.
Yes, and it's covered in corn. We've seen it evident with Penny with the platypus got fried with the popcorn flying with the first dimension pair of the platypus eat it. You could watch it in my previous breakdown.
Charcuterie board, then play Truth or Dare.
Having Stacy and Vanessa with the slumber party with Candace is interesting, but what happened to Jenny Brown? Is she not invited anymore? I'm gonna have a few that she gone to protest and she never been invited again, but she does in the Innata Method, which is actually the last 11-minute episode of Phineas and Ferb, but we see that in the first episode of season 5, but she never appeared somehow. I don't know what happened to her.
We're doing a twofer?
Besides busting your brothers.
Reminds me of that discussion with Vanessa and Candace talk in the beginning of Candace Against the Universe.
They dare dress up in cloaks and monster.
As the song plays, it's called No Sleeping at a Slumber Party, and this is actually one of my favourite songs in the revival so far. There are a lot of people think differently, but for me, it's my favourite song because it's one of the most catchiest songs in the revival so far.
There will be no counting sheep.
And that's going to be foreshadowing of Counting Sheep, which Different will do. The Phineas and Ferb cast really love mention about llamas. Really loving the dance with and the posing which Phineas did. I said, no, I paused the song there, front face Phineas right here. You can see Holden Caulfield's name, who wrote the Catcher of the Eye.
Stop eavesdropping.
In the Magic Book, you can see Vanessa goes close to that, which is an on-shot model, and she's also wearing the Mary McGuffin shirt, which she has. When the light is near, you get to see Vanessa's skin is back to her original series one. When Duffer gets out, you can see his face change quickly. Really loving the three of them dancing together. It looks so cool. She mentions the second invention, so they build two inventions this day, just like Giants and When the Worlds Collide. The reason why Candace couldn't bust them in before 12 o'clock is because of the buster call. Maybe they changed it after the summer.
All night. To bust.
But in the music film, she said all night and she doesn't pause to say bust.
All night. To bust.
Okay, 29.
9:29 is for everyone with the kids having a bedtime, but not for me, or unless you're teenagers, then you don't.
I would have you know that I
Borrow some makeup from Candace.
Beaver was actually going to use the makeup on Baljeet, but it's going to turn out to be other ideas.
Okay, what?
grossest thing that ever happened to you.
Looking for some makeup to prank Baljeet.
Only Candace tell him to get up because he's a boy. It's only a girl sleepover party right here.
Okay, Buford, to dunk your head in the toilet. Downstairs and take a bite of Perry's food.
And she knows where Perry lives. And also the fact is, Vanessa has actually gone inside the Flynn Fletcher's house for the first time. She has been in the backyard before, but that was in Swinton. But that is mad. She knows where Perry lives now. I think there would be a great off screen that Vanessa could read his pamphlet, or it could be another reason with Heinz Duffer actually tell her after Alka Files.
To let me give you a makeover.
Ferb, can that thing get the finale of a...
That's the third time a gag has been in this song.
But can you handle the 273K?
As I checked, Third Vision able to stream movies up to 173K, which is actually 34 times in real life, at 33 degrees if measured in Fahrenheit temperature. Man, they're really prepared for everything.
Queen Victoria.
People talk about Buford being asexual. Well, he's a transgender now.
Dare you not to get your mom? Join him in a high-def circular dome TV.
Just like in Justin Wing, where Candace is not happy with Phineas and Ferb being here with the castle, but Vanessa and Stacy are. The room layout is very similar to the original. As you can see, Phineas and Ferb, Candace, Phineas and Ferb picture frame, as they're not having a body there, and they're sleeping in bed. Very nice touch. She's trying to wake her up, but it's not working. You get to see her ear is blocking here, so take it out, Candace. Do something. And Lawrence is sleepwalking.
Me, Your Majesty.
Young Candace looks miscolored here, as she doesn't have a white shirt right there.
How did you... Oh, why do I always use so much butter?
As Duffer looked like Bob Ross as a popcorn form. Perry deflecting with the nail with the mirror. Where do we heard that before? I love the way Candace attached the role with Linda with it. It's so funny. We do get to see the calendar here, but we don't know which month or date it is. I did my research, and yes, birds can actually eat popcorn, but with some conditions plain, which makes a lot of sense. They done the research.
Ridiculous internet prank? Why is your father having a full formal English tea with Buford?
There are a lot of interesting things happening in the revival, but Buford's really carrying the show. A lot of things in there.
Curse you, Tyler the Spoiler. I'm not changing the jingle.
This episode was very entertaining, but the last one of changing the jingle is so funny. Really like it how it ends like this in this episode. First time I've done season 5 for a while, now for the ratings. As much as I enjoyed the episode, the plot will get a 2. It felt like a classic episode S from the original run, with Phineas and Ferb having fun time with the invention, but it's not really focused on the main plot, while the main plot focuses around Candace, Vanessa and Stacy, while the other plot focuses on Duffer and Perry the Platypus as they watch acquaintances together. I really like how the song, and really like how Vanessa, Stacy and Candace play truth or dare with Buford while he uses makeup together. Really like how Perry the Platypus stopped Duffer by using tea, and also spoiling it in the end, which is funny. Everything else is very well put into the plot. It has a classic feel to it. Characterization will get a 5. I really enjoyed the interactions with everybody, with Phineas and the gang, Ferb with Stacy, Vanessa, Stacy and Candace together, Vanessa and Buford playing Truth or Dare together, Lawrence having a cup of tea with Buford, Perry Duffer as usual. Everything else is very well done with the dynamics within the characterization. Visuals is a 5. There are a lot of good visuals with the song, everything else with the third vision, the screen, Duffer Anators, the interaction. It's not as stunning, but it still holds up what it is, which plays to the strengths of this episode. Importance is a solid 3, and entertainment is a 5. And the total score is a 20 out of 25. I highly recommend you go back and rewatch this episode for the entertainment. The song Ain't No Sleeping Over a Slumber Party is a straight banger. The jokes are amazing. The characterization is very good. Everything else is done very well, and it's very well done to the writers who've done a great job of it. As father and daughter duo, Olivia Martin also wrote an episode called The Ballad of Baba Doofusmas. premiered on Disney Channel US on July the 12th, 2025, but the last episode to release on Disney Plus on June the 6th, 2025. Agent Pete is captured by Doofus Retz's swamp-dwelling cousin Bubba Doofus, who plots to destroy a beaver dam and flood the whole tri-state area. Meanwhile, the kids build a western town to help Baljeet change the perspective of western movies. Phineas is up in the tree again, and look at Isabella, so adorable, holding Perry. Danville Cinema, Space Adventure, Ducky Momo, which we see in the original in It's No Picnic, and also Mutant Blood 3 for mature teens.
What about a western?
I'd pick it, I can change your perspective.
And that's going to give Phineas and Ferb the idea of using a western as a perspective, which they're going to do in this episode.
Cannot.
What we're gonna do to that? Where's Perry?
This is easily my favourite entrance in the revival so far. Look at Perry flexing his muscle and his pecs. He is so ripped. Goat puss. Perry the goat-a-puss.
The almond brittle convention.
Almond brittle was mentioned again. Nice.
Carl, the manly art of piloting a fan boat.
The bug bites? Maybe we should turn back.
Looks like Perry's gonna track them and find them.
Use your monitoring instincts.
Monotone is mentioned again for the right purposes. And we're getting the quirky worky song, but this time with the western perspective. We get many quirky worky songs compared with jazz in Tie or Not. Was it the Gordy Knot episode? I like how you transition to the backyard to main drum on the ground. Carl.
I think I'm stuck.
Not one word.
Ha!
Rely on your manly man.
And the boat blow up. Looks like Perry's gonna have to go underwater. And he knows he can swim. He knows how he can do anything. Perry the Platypus will always fall to every trap no matter what. He's very good at swimming, I'll give him that.
Western town.
It reminds me when they build an old western town in She's the Mayor in season 2, and it reversed because of Doofus and Perry, but they did it again, but this time as a perspective western town.
The varying size proportions trick the brain.
Sometimes they shrink down to see what the perspective of the western town is. And Isabel saying yippee-ki-yay. The last time we heard that was in Light of the Living Pharmacist.
Yippee-ki-yay, you pharmacist freak!
Aye, you pharmacist freaks!
Really love how they explaining about how the forced perspective of western town works. And front face Phineas.
Perhaps a heartfelt ditty.
Perspective Western Town.
The song is called Forced Perspective Western Town, which we see where Phineas, Ferb and the gang doing the perspective of Western Town. And this is the first song of the show that Olivia also brought a solo song. Even though it's not real, I really like the design of the train and the Western perspective. It's a very good song, but the shortest song of the revival so far. You can't escape the wrath of front face Phineas and front face Ferb.
Town is charming. Art changed my perspective and...
Imagine getting hit by that, that's gotta hurt. And Baljeet still hasn't changed the perspective, and it is very tacky. But Western movies can be entertaining too. Guess who?
Snap me one of them Telltale City ducks. Bubba Doofenshmirtz.
And also, this is the third time that Heinz Doofenshmirtz is not appearing. Isabella in the Temple site and Ferb TV, even though he did appear in the end, but not in the screen. Isabella in the Temple site is focused around Pinky and Professor Poofin plots, and that is the other plot, which I'm gonna get our first introduction of Bubba Doofus, who lives in the swamp, and he's still voiced by Dan Provermeyer, who voices his cousin Heinz, and he does an Alabama accent, and he does a good job of doing that. Bubba Doofus is very interesting to me.
Starring you.
He's gonna make food as he's gonna eat Perry the Platypus. I'm not sure if Heinz Doofus will improve that Bubba Doof.
My mustache and shelter under that shackle.
And that's where Bubba Doofus lives, with his own apartment, just like Doofus, his cousin in real life. But it's pretty different as he lives in the swamp.
Oh, don't stop now. I was just getting going.
I really like how they caught you by surprise and you thought this will be the real perspective, but that is...
Change if you don't put in a little bit of effort. There! Hold it! There's a new sheriff in town.
Candace looks good with the western perspective town outfit, with the hat and stuff. Very cool.
Phineas and what did you do?
It's just an optical illusion.
How do I not have any bars?
Because you're in the western town, but you're in the backyard, so you should be able to phone.
This is our backyard.
I just said the same thing. Whoa, am I Candace right now?
Perhaps you should try telegraph.
At Morse code camp 3 summers in a row.
We actually don't see it in last summer unless that she went to school, but that's not the case. Maybe after the original summer, which would make sense.
No building codes. Get home.
Optic illusion is used on Candace as she shrinks down.
Oh, the miniature ponies.
Then how did they kick me?
Candace tied out in the train tracks as the train's about to come in. Sound familiar? Night of the Museum reference, but it's more like Red Dead Redemption 2 in my opinion. We like how Candace's skin of the light changed as she is bigger than the train.
Dash. It's a good thing that I worked on that submarine that Candace was at Morse code camp.
Well, you didn't see the submarine in Sandwich Submarine episode, so why are you talking about submarines, Linda? As Baba Doofus calling in blood, you get to see this is a nice area for to live in the swamp. You get to see a picture of Doofus and his cousin Heinz in the picture, his own bedroom, his own toilet, and he's making his own food there. He's got a pretty layout for himself in the swamp.
Oh, that's my cousin Hans. He's from Drusselstein.
So he's from Drusselstein, so where could the Baba Doofus have been through with his parents?
I was born and raised in this here swamp. I could take over the entire tri-swamp area.
His cousin Heinz wants to take over the tri-state area, which is bigger than taking over the tri-swamp area, but it's not quite as evil as you think it is. But this is for his own perspectives to see what Baba Doofus is, as he is sane, but not quite as evil as Heinz Doofus was.
You're a nuisance! My beavernator!
Even though it's not Heinz Doofus Fascinator, when he's not appearing, I'm still gonna count that. Guy with the bucket who's spinning the thing with the circle around is called Ned. He's similar to Norm, but he's very different. But it's a different voice actor as well. And look at Doofus in the side. He can play music. Look at the banjo there. He's hypnotized these beavers so he can destroy the dam so that he can create 2 big swamp areas. Baba Doof is also seen functioning properly. Like cousin.
How to a grasshopper? You ain't getting out of that one.
Perry the Pirate would have found a way to get out, but he doesn't because he's not using his equipment, or he's just messing with him. We don't know, but Heinz Doofus Super would have got him out of this, so Baba Doofus is very smart. I really love the shadow overlapping the eye with the skin. This looks like a cool shot. As they're walking in different directions, you can see as they're shrinking down with the optic illusions kicking in.
Oh, dead ringer.
And there's Major Monogram and Carl as they go out of the mud while they're going to save Perry the Platypus.
Well, come on up. I'm making supper. Making tea?
And they found them trapped. And I really like how they helped them to get out of it, as Perry could have got out himself any time.
I suppose I'll tone down.
I like how they're pretending as they smile so that they can get Perry the Platypus out of here. They could now.
Hard to find spices.
I see.
Great distraction for Major Monogram. Hopefully they can get Agent P out of here.
Hey, wait a second.
We love how Major Monogram goes karate as Kung Fu as he blinds Dr. Baba Doofus as Carl uses the hammer to get Perry out of the trap. Ned gets destroyed so easily, but Norm has squirrel power, but he can't be destroyed. That's why Norm is better.
Western town has been a hoot is yeah!
As another episode focused around Baljeet, but this time about the Western perspective, as he's having a fun time thanks to Phineas and Ferb gang getting the tune out of him. Looks like Phineas and Ferb, we've seen that it has a new neighbor now. In the original summer, in the episode called Thanks But No Thanks, Peggy McGee was actually arrested for the pyramid sports scheme. Even though Baba Doofus is just like his cousin cursing after failing to capture his lunch pair with the Platypus, he did destroy the dam and with the beaver in the way, so his plan has become successful as he spared the bigger swamp. And I really like how you can see Flynn Fletcher's house from there, as well as Isabella's too.
Time to bust them sodbusters.
That was close.
Town?
That's the forced perspective.
Maybe the swamp actually interfered with the optic illusion, which is the reason why it shrunk it down.
I am in the mood for a western.
Yeah, let's do
Baljeet wasn't a fan of Western before, but since that changes his perspective of things. Looks like the guy really got to tune out Baljeet again.
Doesn't even make any sense! This doesn't even make any sense! Yes, I'm coming.
Time to do the ratings of the last episode of Phineas and Ferb on Disney+. The plot will get another 2. Both plots are very decent. I really like how Perry the Platypus meet Baba Doofus, Heinz Doofus' cousin for the first time to show what he is as he lives in the swamp. I really like how Major Monogram and Carl are stuck in the swamp to help together to rescue Perry the Platypus from his cousin as he destroys the dam, which his plan it works as well. I really like how Phineas and Ferb and the gang doing the forced perspective Western town together to help Butcher get the growth of Western movement as he does towards the end, as he likes to watch Western movies as he grows into it. I really like how Candace comes into this episode while trying to bust her brothers, even though it's decent but not quite as good as the other inventions. Characterization will get a 5. I really like how everyone's on point, including Baljeet, Candace as well joining in, with Phineas and Ferb again doing their usual fun with the inventions. As well, we get to see Baba Doofus as he has a different goal compared to his cousin Heinz, and to show him what he is as we see it. And he was very interesting. There are a lot of characters I don't care, but he's pretty interesting. I wouldn't mind if we see him again, as well as Major Monogram and Carl played their part of rescuing Perry the Platypus. He could have gone out at any time, but I really like how they team up to get out of the swamp together. Visuals is a 5. Like I said again, it's not as stunning, but there are a lot of great scenes there with the song of the West Force perspective, the way they dressed up as Western with the clothes, Baba Doofus spurts, the swamp, a lot of things there. Importance is a 2 and entertainment is a 5. 19 out of 25. To be honest, that is very surprising. It may not be my favorite episode, but it's one of the most interesting episodes. Not quite as brilliant as Agent T for Teens, Ain't No Slumber Party, and many other episodes like Lord of the Fireside, but it's good enough to pull into the perspective of it. I also did a poll on which Phineas and Ferb character in the second dimension is the coolest, while 74% vote for Candace, 53% vote for Doofus, Isabella with 39, Buford with 3, Baljeet with 6, Perry the Platypus with 14, and Jeremy Johnson in 3%. And Candace ultimately wins the vote, and this is no surprise. Shows that her charisma, her badass, her intensity, her dedication to protect the ones she loves shows that the evidence that she is one of the most coolest characters in the second dimension, and do her in second place, even though he is evil. But it shows you how good cool is with a one patch in his eye. I also did another poll on should Phineas and Ferb Across the Second Dimension have been the series finale, and 86% said no, I'd rather have season 4 anyway, while 3% said it would have been a good idea to end it, but we wouldn't have season 4. And yes, it would 11% vote for a great way to end the show, which I wouldn't mind, but again, 86% vote for I'd rather have season 4 anyways, which to be fair, you kind of right, because there wouldn't be any Star Wars, The Last Day of Summer, the Happy New Year episode, there are evidence that season 4 is good, which I wouldn't mind anyway, but I wouldn't mind also if it ended of the series finale. I also did a poll that I forgot what do you think about Phineas and Ferb Season 3? Well, 18% vote for fantastic, 76% vote for very good, not the best, 3% said alright, and 3% said man, not good, which is interesting, but 76% vote for great, as Season 3 is, as every season of Phineas and Ferb is absolutely great, but it is very good. For me, it's the same, not my favourite season. My favourite season is Season 2 in my opinion. Feel free to disagree in the comments down below, but it's okay for everyone to have an opinion of it. I won't be doing any polls to put out in the video, maybe for the second dimension to continue with this, but overall, that is what it is. So check out my social media in my community tab below with updates. Until then, hope you have a fantastic day. As always, see ya.